Welcome to We Wine Whenever. I'm Wendy.
I'm Kelly.
And I'm Lori.
We are talking about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 14, Episode 16, Sutton on Trial. I think it's appropriate.
But
Yeah. We start out with the ladies getting ready, and I noted that Kathy and Kyle are doing their own glam. Jennifer.
Kyle always does her own makeup. I really think Kyle always does her own makeup.
I think so too. Jennifer
Yeah.
Tilly comes out and says, "This is what I'm wearing tonight." And Sutton says, "I'm wearing vodka." And Avi and her glam is there. So she not only has glam, but she also has Avi, just like Bose also has her assistant as well
She
as
does.
glam. I mean,
You're right. She does.
Is this a little extra or what?
I think it's a little
Personally, I think it's extra. You need your personal assistant on vacation. You can't even go on vacation by yourself. Kathy Hilton's on vacation by herself.
Right.
Exactly.
If she can go, anybody can go.
Exactly. And Dorit has her full glam squad there.
Who's paying for this?
She must be. Dorit is. I didn't see Erika's glam. I saw her pictures. I think she might have done it herself, but I don't know for sure.
Well,
they
the one
didn't show us.
scene where the alarm goes off, she's sitting with Bose with her glam.
Well,
I think Erika might share glam when she goes away.
Okay.
Because you do normally see her filming, unless she's just in there conversing with them.
Yeah, but her and Dorit and Bose are all sharing a villa. So maybe all three of them are sharing glam?
Right.
That would
make sense. For crying out loud. You're all really going to fly out your own hair and makeup people?
That's just foolishness.
That's silly.
Right. It is silly, right?
Yeah.
So then the ladies, they get together, and Garcelle and Kyle are both wearing the exact same dress.
That was
now
pretty
how
funny.
crazy is that? That's crazy to me, right?
And did you see on the after show? It's not even Kyle's dress.
It's her daughter's.
She borrowed it from her daughter because her daughter had worn it to that one white party that she had in the stadium.
Yes.
So it was her daughter's, and Garcelle said she bought hers from a boutique. So she was like figuring like, oh, okay,
Yeah, nobody else.
She said it wasn't cheap. She's like, it wasn't cheap. I will be honest with you. I have to agree. It did not look the same on them. Like,
no,
although it was the same dress, it looked totally different on them. It really did.
But they both looked great in it.
They both looked
great. I was in my head, I'm like, oh, who wore it better?
No,
but I think they both looked very nice in it. Yeah.
I totally agree.
Two totally different figure types, but it looked beautiful on both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The ladies are talking about how they're going to be taking their thirst trap pictures later on. I just thought that was funny. I did.
Yeah. Bose's came out great. I saw hers on Instagram.
Jennifer Tilly.
And she had Elle Around the Way Girl playing in her.
I like that. Jennifer Tilly's came out absolutely beautiful. I don't know if you saw hers.
I did not.
But you should look at
how
it. It's
awkward.
So pretty.
How awkward was Sutton? I know we'll get there, but when they were
we will
open your mouth.
Did she even post any? Because we could talk
I
about
hope
it
not.
No.
Yeah, because she was so awkward. I can't imagine her doing a thirst. It would honestly, I think it would be like me trying to do a thirst trap picture. Like it would be awkward. I wouldn't be able to do it.
There was no one was thirsty. No one's going to be thirsty. It's parched.
It's funny. So then Bose is telling them about her outdoor shower that she has in her villa, and that she, said that they could use it. And Erika said, "Oh yeah, that's really nice." And she said, the interesting thing is Dorit doesn't even like to walk around naked around PK.
Listen, if I was Dorit and looking like that, as thin as she is with them big boobs, I'd be all over tramping around naked.
I got news for both of you. I'd be walking down our streets naked if I had Dorit's body.
Right?
So
crazy.
Lock your husbands up, because that's what I'd be doing.
Most
Me
definitely.
Too.
Yeah,
God gives you what you're supposed to have. I used to tell Tess that all the time when she was in high school. Like, if I looked like you, I would walk around naked. She was like, oh. Yeah, maybe we should cut that out, actually.
Yeah. Well, listen, honestly, I used to say that too. Like, God doesn't give us more than we can handle, because I too would walk around naked.
Absolutely.
And he knows I would do that. So he's like,
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
He's like, no, No, I've said this myself many, many times. Bose in her confessional said she can't imagine not being comfortable in a relationship to be naked physically and emotionally. Like what kind of intimacy is that? And I kind of agree with that. I mean,
I
it is your
agree.
partner. I mean,
Yeah, but it all
and
has to do with someone's level of self-confidence. So, you can still have a great relationship and be open and honest and give 100%, but still be somebody who's not that comfortable enough to be that way.
I don't think with Dorit, I don't think it's a level of self-confidence. I just think that she doesn't like to be naked, period.
Maybe some people just
Like,
don't like
even
being
if
naked.
she's home alone and there's nobody there, I think that she just I mean, I don't know that I like to be naked either, to be quite honest with you. I don't know. I don't know. I
I don't
thought
do
Jennifer.
it often enough to even render an opinion. I mean, I come out of the shower, I put a towel on, I come in my room, and I get dressed.
There you go.
Let's ask our
Maybe I'll
listeners.
try spending more time and seeing if I like it.
Let's ask our listeners, do you guys like to be naked
Yeah, like, do
when
you
you're
walk
alone?
around naked when nobody's home or when
Yeah,
your spouse is home or significant other?
right. I'd like to
I
hear what
would
they
have
have to
no
say.
problem being naked in front of Eric. That's for sure.
Right, right. Jennifer Tilly talks about how she once did a show on Broadway and that she had to do full frontal nudity, and her boyfriend at the time was British, and he said, "You're gonna be completely naked?" And she said, "Well, there'll be bubbles and stuff covering me." And I didn't realize this until the after show. I thought there really was gonna be bubbles covering her. So she says after the show, he goes into the back and says to her, when you stood up, the bubbles all slipped off of you. You were completely naked. Well, she, in the after show, reveals that she said that flippantly. She knew she was completely naked.
Obviously. I mean, yeah, when you stand up from a bubble bath, there are bubbles, but they fall down.
But they fall down. Gravity works.
Right.
Gravity works.
I thought she was like, because it was on Broadway, I really didn't expect her. Like, I thought she had something, not actually like the bubbles from the bath. I thought it was something
Right.
that was
Something.
bubble like. You know what I mean?
Right.
So then she says that that's when she realized that he had never seen her naked standing up. I was like walking around.
She
He'd
says
only
she would
seen her
she said she would wake up early and put makeup on and
5
oh,
a.m.
Yeah, 5
whew,
AM.
yeah, no, I
Yep.
don't. I heard that Lonnie Anderson used to do that when she was married to Burt Reynolds.
Oh, I can
Really?
picture that.
I remember hearing that. Yeah.
You
She
know what
would
else
never wake
Jennifer Tilly said? She said she had to, like, grow in her pubic hair for that Broadway show because
Yes. On the after show.
the costume designer said, Brazilian was not in, like,
The
19
20s.
Of course.
or
Of
whatever it
course. It
was.
wasn't even a
That was a
thing.
thing. Yeah, it wasn't even a thing.
Right.
It was
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
Huh.
I thought that was funny too. I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So then Dorit says to Sutton, in the past few months, I feel like you've been mean spirited to me. Dorit
When
said, I
she
wanted to.
started talking,
Yeah.
I wrote down, "Shut the fuck up, Dorit." And I'm
Well,
pretty good with Dorit.
there was an opportunity for them to have a moment without the Dorit Sutton nonsense, and it's
She
like they
had to,
just couldn't
like,
have it.
ruin it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, I know, I agree. I agree.
And then Dorit said, I wanted to overcome our issues and get back to a good place, but I don't feel that that was on the table. Sutton said, we've all had problems. You're not going to put this on me. And Dorit said, well, you wanted us to be open with each other and have a sisterhood, which she did. I mean, she is the one who, did the whole wrap your hands with the ribbon and the sisterhood thing. But that was for 24 hours. And then that went out the window. I don't know if you noticed, but then as they're saying that Jennifer and Kyle start talking, they say, I think that Sutton meant that when she said it, like the sisterhood. So those two start sticking up for Sutton, which I thought was interesting. I mean, not that Jennifer was. Obviously, Jennifer's going to stick up for Sutton, but I thought that it was interesting that Kyle jumped in on that because, okay, yes, she did mean it at the time, but it meant nothing because, like she said, the very next day, they were all over each other.
Right. Did you see how Sutton reacted to Kyle sticking up for her?
Yes.
I really appreciate you doing that. I just want you to know that I really appreciate.
Mhm.
Like, oh my God. She's so fucking obsessed with being in Kyle's good graces.
Yeah, that was obvious.
And
It was very obvious.
when Dorit was talking to her, Sutton started to get those like crazy evil
She
snake
sure
eyes
did.
again. I was like, whoa. And Erika was going to say something. You couldn't even get a chance to hear. Like, I would like to have known what Erika was going to say. Sutton just
Well,
like
she
cut her
started.
off.
Yeah,
Well,
she
probably what
started
she
with.
winds up saying on the boat is probably what she
Maybe.
was going to
Yeah.
say.
She started to say, like, I think she means what she says every time, and that's where it gets confusing. Sometimes it feels sincere and earnest, and Sutton said, I am sincere, and Erika said, let me finish. And
Right.
sometimes, and then Sutton cuts her off again.
Yeah, you're right, Kelly. Maybe
Yeah.
she was going to say it then
Yeah.
instead of on the boat.
Do you want, and then Sutton's like, do you want me to put my hand on a Bible and swear? What we're not going to do is beat me with a stick. Dorit says, you cannot become a victim every time. And that's really what happens. Every time, listen, the whole Dorit and Sutton thing is just ridiculous. Dorit is not accepting the apology. Dorit has something to say about everything.
Mhm.
And Sutton is just like cutting off her nose to spite her face. And
Right.
she is crying victim every single time. And it's exhausting.
I don't think Sutton's cut out for this housewife thing.
Well,
I
yeah,
really
it's
don't.
high school and housewife got mixed together.
I
And
think
it makes
that's where I
sense.
was going with that exactly. I don't think Sutton's cut out for it. I don't think she's in a place mentally right now where she can handle this. And I don't
Fair
know
enough.
what it is. I just think that, Dorit's been doing this a long time now. And Dorit didn't come in seasoned. She didn't know what she was getting herself into, but she's learning. She's getting there. And Sutton, man, she either leaves, has to walk away, or she gets very and look who's talking. She gets very heated very quickly. She pops off too quick, which
Does pop up.
Yeah.
so do I.
That's right.
Yeah. That's
Nobody's
very true.
Nobody's paying you to semi keep your shit together.
That's right. So
Yeah.
I'm going to let my shit go.
There you go.
So Sutton then says, don't tell me what I can and cannot do. Dorit says, well, I'm an adult and I take accountability when I make a mistake. Sutton says, I've been thinking about this. And at the caviar party, I said something that didn't really feel like myself. I sincerely apologize to you. It was a bad thing to say. It was hurtful and I'm really sorry. And then Dorit says, well, if you felt that way, then why didn't you say it sooner? And Sutton's like, well, I'm saying it now. And you could see, like, Bose and even Kyle, they're just like, Bose said it, like, she's apologizing. Like, accept it. Dorit said, you are very passive aggressive. Both Bose and Garcelle say she's apologizing and you're not accepting it. Sutton apologized again. Dorit said, we've moved on to other things. Bose said, yeah, but you're not accepting it. She said, no, I did. I said, I appreciate it. I'm like, you can't say you appreciate it, but not like you didn't accept it because it's going to come back up again.
And good for Bose for pointing it out, because she's obviously a very good friend, Bose, but you have to be able to call people out.
Yes,
Right.
absolutely. And that's what I like about her, to be quite honest with you, is that she does call people out and she's the one there trying to actually orchestrate this resolution. Like, she's the one pushing it. And then Erika in her confessional says, Dorit doesn't feel like Sutton apologizing is genuine, and I don't blame her, because that's what she was going to say, like, when she was cut off. And Bose says to Dorit, is there anything that you want to apologize for and be accountable? Dorit says, well, the joke about the drink. And Sutton's like, the joke? She said, okay, the comment about the drink was wholeheartedly not to start anything or to hurt you. And I'm very sorry that it did. Dorit said, had you not called me a bitch, which again, like, you're apologizing, but you're putting it back on her. Had you not called me a bitch, I probably would have apologized at that time. And then Sutton's like, well, I could have handled it better, which again, like, is she really apologizing? If it's like, had you not done this, then I wouldn't have done that.
Right.
Like, that's not a wholehearted apology.
No, did you see Kyle's face when Dorit said she takes accountability? Kyle made a face like,
Oh, I didn't even
yeah,
notice that.
yeah.
So after that,
I don't think Dorit 100% takes accountability either.
she does
No.
not. Not
She
at
doesn't.
all.
She
No,
doesn't.
honestly.
I mean, I don't think Sutton can handle when somebody criticizes her or tells her that they think she did something wrong. she cannot handle it.
No, she
I
can't.
think Dorit's a little bit better at that, but she's not much better. None of these women are. They're all narcissists. That's why
No.
they're housewives.
Yeah, I don't think any of them really have accountability. I mean, at different times, different ones do. I've seen Erika have accountability more recently, but in the
More
past, I've seen her
recently.
not have accountability. So
Right.
again, listen, like Erika gets to on the boat, you know, Dorit is in a bad place. Erika was in a bad place. Kyle's actually still in a bad place, you
Mhm.
know? And she's been in a bad place for now 2 seasons. So, yeah, we're going to see different things. And Bose is like, after Sutton said I could have handled that better, she's like, okay, we're making progress. And Kathy's like, well, we're here for 4 more days. Rome wasn't built in a day. Oh, no,
Now,
conquered.
Yeah. Did you see, though, when she said that, did you catch Sutton giving her the snake eye? And I was like, look at you. You're brave.
Kathy?
She was giving Kathy that evil snake eyes. Yes, she did.
That's neat.
I didn't see that.
As soon as Kathy Hilton said that, she gave her them snake eyes. And I was like, look at you. Big balls.
Mhm.
I missed that.
Oh, yeah.
Then Bose says, I feel like we've made progress. And Kyle said, I appreciate you for coming over to my house, you know, the other day. And Bose says, well, I think she says this in her confessional, after, you know, I really got to know Kyle, now I know that, like, if there's anything I can do to help Kyle, I will. She says, when I went to Soho House, she says it there in front of the ladies the other day, I saw Mo sitting across from a woman. And she called Kyle right in the moment. That there.
Voicemail was epic.
Yeah, her memo was awesome. And the
voice
fact
memo,
that she
yeah.
did that, that is a girlfriend. That is a girlfriend. And I love
What
that
she
she
say?
did
And
that.
she is not cute.
And she's not cute. No.
So you
And
tell me what you want me to do.
Yeah,
Right.
she would have been like how one of us would have rolled. Like me tonight with that waitress, what I would have wrote on her tip line.
Bartender.
Whatever she was. Because she did something mean to Kelly's sister. Like, I would
Movie
have been that
theater.
girl. Like,
Dot.
yeah. That's why I like
So
Bose,
funny.
because of that stuff.
Yeah. And I mean, listen, Kathy's like, that's a girlfriend. Kyle said she appreciated that. But then Garcelle, this is what aggravates me about Garcelle. I am not liking Garcelle this season. Really, I'm not. She's really annoying me. What's confusing for me is I feel like we tiptoe around the Morgan situation. We don't know what the situation is.
Did you see Kyle's face when she said that?
I did. I did.
Kyle was
I did see her
pissed.
face. And, you know, in the after show, she talked about this because according to Kyle in the after show, she's had conversations with Garcelle off
In
camera
private.
about this exact subject. And she's explained to her that Morgan does not want her name mentioned. She doesn't want she wants to be private. And Garcelle said she understood that. But then in front of everybody, she brings something else up, which is not right. It's not
like
right.
beating a dead horse. I mean, at this point, I don't know. It's come to the point where, like,
Who cares?
and I'm not a big Kyle fan, but like, leave her the fuck alone. Like,
Well, she's
obviously
clearly
she
not
doesn't
going to
wanna
talk about it.
Like, obviously she
She's
doesn't wanna
clearly
talk
not going to
about
talk
it.
about it. So just
So
stop bringing it up.
stop bringing it.
Well,
Yeah.
that's just it. In the very beginning of the season, she said, I will not mention her name. She doesn't want to be talked about on this show. She doesn't want a part of this.
Right.
And she's not mentioned her name, and everyone else has. And it's
Yeah.
not like, you know, she doesn't owe them anything in regards to that. And Erika in her confessional said, Garcelle wants to know about Kyle's personal life, but what do we know about hers? Who's Garcelle sleeping with? I know she had a roster, and it was good.
Right.
And she's right.
So the thing is I think that maybe Garcelle said that in that moment because Bose was like, Mo was there with another girl. Like, are we as your friends supposed to do that? So we're supposed to react that way when we see your ex with a woman, but you're spending time with someone.
And we can't say a word about it.
And we can't say a word about it.
I think you're right. I think that's maybe where she was coming from, but she didn't word it in the right way. So that just came out fucking annoying.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Yeah, you can't say a word about it because you're my girlfriend. And what I do is okay. That's how girlfriends roll.
This is
right?
true.
I agree with you, but I don't think Garcelle and Kyle are like that. They're not friends like that.
They're not like that.
Been. Right.
Well, Garcelle even said that she would have never called Kyle if she saw Mo out with somebody.
Right.
And that's because
so they're
They're not friends. So don't pretend like you are. Don't pretend like she owes you something. She already had a conversation with you about this. You're not that girlfriend to her. And then you get mad at Sutton for being that girlfriend to her because Sutton considers Kyle a friend and really does, I don't want to say cherish or value, thirst after is probably a better word.
It's getting weird with Sutton.
Yeah.
It's getting weird.
It is.
She even made it was funny because production flashed to Sutton's face and she was actually making fucking googly eyes at Kyle.
She
Like,
completely 100% was.
What are you doing?
It was weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah. I don't think Sutton's cut out for this.
Yeah, because then, Kyle says, listen, there's nothing to tell. We're friends. And then Garcelle in her confessional was really mad at Sutton for not having her back with this. She's like, then I look like the bad guy. Well, guess what, Garcelle? You are the bad guy in this situation. You are the bad guy. I think you are.
And I'm not trying to stick up for her. I'm just saying she was probably saying that because she and Sutton have private conversations off camera about this very thing. Well, we saw it when they were saying
even there were some
Kyle of it. Yeah, they've talked
Absolutely.
about it. So
absolutely,
we all know Sutton agrees with Garcelle. Garcelle knows Sutton agrees with Garcelle, but Sutton's not saying it in front of Kyle. So yeah, so I don't blame Garcelle for being like, what the fuck? You did hanging me out to dry. You know what I'm trying to say here. Have my back.
Yeah.
She's not going to do it. She's not going to
No.
try to get
She's
on the
not
bad
gonna
side
do
of
it.
Kyle or Kathy. I
No,
mean,
she's not.
physically almost passed out at that reunion thinking Kathy was going to come for her.
Yeah.
She's not going to do it. So Garcelle's looking for something that's never going to happen.
I agree. It's not going to happen. It's not. She's not going to cross her. And then at the table, they announced that they're doing the boat tomorrow and everyone should come ready. And Kathy asks what time. And they start at 9:30. So Kathy said, that means 10 for me. And Bose is like, okay, 9.
It's like me.
It's
You got to
what
tell
do
me
I say?
a half hour before.
Yeah, Terry
lie.
too. You want Terry
You
at
gotta
your
lie.
house at 3, tell her 1:30.
Tell her, yeah, you got to lie.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do, right? You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
So then after dinner, the ladies are getting ready for bed, and Kathy gets a call from her brand manager and says, hold on one second, I'm just going to get changed. And then she goes off and does all these other things. But meanwhile, she's on speakerphone. She could have done those things while talking to her.
I'm really hoping that this was production and that it really wasn't those 15 things they showed Kathy doing before she realized she had a phone call waiting for her.
She didn't even realize
I really hope that was production messing around.
Her brand manager's like, Kathy, are you there?
Hello?
And really, though, can't a woman have a vacation? Why do you got to take calls from your brand manager when you're on vacation? It's only a couple of days.
Phone.
Right. Don't even answer the phone. Let her leave a voicemail and call her back.
Did you see in one of the scenes, that little scenes that they showed real quick of the island, there were 2 people in a hammock and it was halfway in the water? I was like, oh, I like a water.
Oh, I did see that.
I like a water.
Yeah.
Hammock. Yeah.
Yeah. That was nice.
Then Bose is like, she's not sure if she should take her hair out because it was a whole big production. Then her, Dorit, and Erika are sitting down and talking, and Erika's taking out her hair, and Bose is like, this is the second time in my life I've seen a white woman take tracks out of their head and throw it on the chair. The other time was at the party where Kathy Hilton took them out in the middle of the party. In the middle of the party.
Well, that's how we roll. We really don't have a thing about our fake hair. We don't care.
Yeah. No.
Some of our hair is fake, and that's just it. And that's how we're rolling. There's no.
And it's coming out when it's coming out.
Yeah.
But by the way,
I can't wait to rip these eyelashes off as soon as we
none
stop
of our
recording
hair
this.
here is fake, just so our listeners know.
No,
we don't
but my
have
eyelashes are, and I can't wait to get them the fuck off my. No, I've never had extensions. Have either of you ever had extensions?
No. Bose is trying to explain to Dorit she's having a challenge to give and receive an apology. And I agree with that. And I like that Bose was trying to explain it to her because Dorit's not getting it.
Right.
And I think really the only person. Go ahead.
But in the end, though, was Dorit kind of right? Did she really even mean that apology, or did she say that apology?
No, she didn't.
Because she looked like an asshole, and she realized afterwards and been like, shit, maybe I shouldn't have said that really rude thing in front of all those people, including Jennifer Tilly's friends.
She just cared about the optics. She didn't care about genuinely apologizing. So
So
you're
on
right.
one
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I agree with what you're saying. I agree with what you're saying. But like Bose's point is, we're never going to move forward
Right.
if we don't, you know, take a loss or take a win or whatever you want to call it. We have to do something to move this forward, or this is just going to be what it is, which is horrible.
a disaster.
Yes, yes,
A boring season, quite honestly.
yes. Then we see Sutton, Jennifer, and Garcelle are all talking, and Sutton saying, "I'm not apologizing again," meaning to Dorit. And Sutton said, "I appreciate that Kyle did, step up," and you could see Garcelle's like rolling her eyes.
Mhm.
And she's like, "I feel like she has a blindfold on," and she kind of storms off. She's like, "You know what?" She just stormed off. She's like, I'm done. I'm going to bed."
Slam the
Yeah,
door.
she said what she said, I
Right.
don't think Kyle has your back the way you have hers, and there was a moment tonight where I could have used you and you didn't. She said what she said, which was very good, and then Sutton started trying to explain herself or whatever she was trying to do, and Garcelle was like, "I'm all set. I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good night."
I'm out.
So, yeah.
I do think it's interesting when Jennifer tries to kind of jump in, especially in the after show. Like when Garcelle and Sutton are kind of going over the Kyle of it, Sutton's like, "I'm sorry." Like she's not wanting to admit that she's done wrong, but she needs to admit that she's done wrong. So she looks over and she's like, "I'm just so distracted by Jennifer's boobs because her boobs are like sticking out of her dress." And Jennifer goes into this whole big story about why her boobs are sticking out of her dress, and, like, then they don't get to what the conversation is, like, it just all gets distracted.
It's diversion.
It's all about Jennifer's boobs. Messed
Yeah.
it all up.
Yes. Yes, it
She's
is.
great, though. I'm so glad if she weren't on this season, I would be like, "Ugh," like,
Mhm.
at least she adds some comedic relief to it.
It's funny, I really love Jennifer Tilly too, but when you read social media, some people really don't like her.
Really?
And
I don't
by
have
the
a
same
problem.
token, some people are so in love with Sutton that they can't believe that we have an opinion that is not, Team Sutton, regardless of what Sutton does. And it just blows my mind that
Yeah, that blows my mind too. I did not think she was a fan fave at all. But Jennifer Tilly did say it on Watch What Happens Live. She's like, People love her. Everyone loves her."
yeah, I
I do
know.
not love I mean, I don't dislike some I just don't think she's cut out for this. I don't think she makes a very good housewife. I just don't.
Mm.
She doesn't I think she would be fine if she just lived her life. Like
Right.
when she was doing the dating and she was meeting with
Yeah.
that was good. When,
Yes.
like when she's not trying to stir the pot, she's fine.
Right.
I mean, last
And beat
season she
up
was stirring
Kyle's
the pot.
ass.
Right, last season she was stirring the pot with Kyle.
Yeah.
Before that, she was stirring the pot with Erika. Like when she is not, and Erika's 100% right. She does go after women in this group, and she does hold them to a different standard. She's 100% right. If she would
And
just
she
worry
and she
about
does
herself
do it when they're when they're at their lowest
when they're
point. She
down.
does.
Absolutely.
She does.
Absolutely. And just because she had this great, successful financial divorce, don't think you're better than everybody else, you know?
Don't
No.
even get me started because people are all over social media. Like listen, I stand by it. She didn't do anything to earn that money. She stayed home and raised her kids. We know a lot of women who stay home and raise their kids.
Right.
Right.
A
Right.
lot of women.
You know what she
She
did?
didn't earn that money. She didn't earn that money. And that man was going to go to work every day, whether she was there or not.
Right.
Sorry, that's how I feel.
What she did is she was fortunate.
She was
That's what
very
she was.
fortunate.
She was
Right.
fortunate that she married a man and he made really good money. Because I'm not saying anything against stay-at-home moms, stay-at-home
No.
wives. I was one of them for a long time. That's not my thing. That's not what I'm saying. But that's the only reason she has that money is because she was fortunate.
Right.
The people that are
Absolutely.
pro Sutton, this is what the people that are pro Sutton say. Her husband was a powerful, successful businessman, and you can't have that unless you have a powerful woman behind them. What?
Yeah,
That's what
what?
the pro Sutton people are saying.
No.
It was like
Nope.
when when I read these things, I just shake my head. I'm like, you've got
You
to be
have
kidding
to
me.
shake your head. Yeah.
Yeah. So I will say that the ladies all get dressed up in their swimwear and they're going out on that catamaran, and they all looked amazing. Every single one of them looked amazing in those bathing suits.
Now there was
Yes.
a lot of chatter online in regards to the "how much are you weighing at" conversation that was had
That was odd.
between, Erika
Erika.
Erika and Sutton.
and Sutton.
Was it Erika and Sutton?
Yeah, I think so. But to me, I don't know, that's if you're but I guess it is weird because they're not really close friends. Like, I could see it with, like, your close girlfriends, like, I don't know. I don't know.
What
It's
was
just
the
a
chatter
weird thing
online
to
about
ask
it?
somebody, "How much do you weigh?" I would never
Yeah,
ask somebody, "How much do
they were
you
just
weigh?"
that's what they were saying, that they thought it was, like, weird that that would be a conversation and that that wasn't really it's not really appropriate, and then there was a lot of comments about how, you know, they don't think that Sutton weighed what she said she weighed, and then there was a lot of talk about that Dorit was looking, like, too thin, and I think she was looking a little too thin, but she's probably really stressed out, and she's probably lost
Well,
a lot of
yeah,
weight.
look what she's going
You know what
through,
I
yeah.
mean? I don't know, there was just talk about it, like, how that just it wasn't cool that they were talking about that, and then some people were saying, "Well, you know what, that's" you know, sometimes with your girlfriends, that's something you talk about, it doesn't mean, like, you're judging or,
Oh, and I don't think she was judging at all.
no, 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 no,
I
she
don't
was
think
just
Erika was judging.
no, I think she was
And
just
Erika
curious.
probably figures like, "Well, I obviously weigh more. Like, I weigh more than her, so
Right,
I
and
can
what
ask
you
her
said,
that." You know
right,
what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like, but
yeah,
just
yeah,
because they're built differently,
right.
clearly Erika's in great shape. They both are. But, she's just built differently. She's
Yeah,
bigger, so
Sutton's
she
very
probably
small
felt like,
boned
she
and
wasn't
yeah,
asking somebody bigger than her, "How much do you weigh?"
right, right,
You
right.
know?
But
But women are
the
funny
conversations
about that.
the conversation started because they were, like, going down the stairs or something, and Erika said to her, "Oh, you're not even 100 pounds." Something about what they were doing. I don't remember exactly what it was. I don't know if they were going down the stairs or they were trying to go she was trying to climb up something. I don't
Oh, you're
remember
right.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
it was
Had to
the
do with something physical.
conversation,
Right.
it started innocently about that. She's like, "Oh, you're not even 100." Something like that, and then
You're
she
right.
said and then that's where it got into 110, and then she's like, "Oh, okay," because like, when she's brought herself into it. I'm good at, like, 128, she said I didn't write it down, but something like that. Like or what did she say? I think she said Erika said she was good at 128, but if she got to 110, she wasn't good. Something like that. But it didn't start out as a conversation about, "Oh, I'm looking at her, she looks skinny." It was about something she was physically doing,
Doing, right.
Right.
although I don't remember exactly what it was.
Yeah, I don't remember.
So I didn't write it down because I thought first I thought it was weird, and then I thought, "Oh, well, it was kind of innocent, like, what it was about." But then they're all sitting on the boat, and then they're talking about Jennifer's Dolce & Gabbana earrings, about how beautiful they are, and she says, "They're one of a kind, you can't buy them at the Dolce & Gabbana boutique." I thought they were the ugliest things I'd ever seen in my life, but I'm sure Lori
Were
loved
they
them.
the Italian horns?
They
They
looked
weren't.
like it.
They
They
did
looked
they
I
That's what it
thought
looked
they
like to
were.
me.
Yes,
They
that's what it
looks
looked
like
like
that.
to me.
Initially, I thought they were. So then I stopped the TV and I like stopped it and I looked at 'em like, "They're not the Italian horn." I don't even know what they were.
Like a
I
pepper?
don't
Huh.
know what
It looked like a long pepper. It looked like
It
a
looked like a lay
cubanelle, like
right?
cubanelles are
no, but
green, but a red
we're
cubanelle
gonna have
pepper.
to get a close-up shot of it, and maybe we can find
And
out what
see
it
what
was.
it
I
is.
first thought it was an Italian horn too, but
Yeah,
anyway,
me too.
Lori, did you like them? Because you tend to like the big earrings.
I do tend but I did not particularly care for them, but what I did like is I like how she said something like making fun of
Sounds
herself, like,
obnoxious. Yeah.
"Yeah, this
Yeah,
sounds
she's
like
like yeah.
obnoxious rich person thing or something."
Yeah, because there's only one of a kind, you can't just buy them at, like, a boutique, and she's like,
Well,
"Oh, that
yeah, and
sounds
then she's like, "Oh,
obnoxious."
that sounded really obnoxious." Yeah. Yes, it did, Jennifer
Yeah, I
Tilly.
like
But
that,
you're
yeah.
Jennifer Tilly, so we're
Right,
okay with
Yeah,
it.
but
right.
yeah, she didn't
And
mean it that
she
way though,
didn't
and
mean
and
it that
she
way.
but yeah, she acknowledged it.
I gotta say, I did not like Boz's yachting outfit. Like, not one stinking thing about it at all. I
You
liked
didn't like all
everybody
that
else's.
gold attached to her
I
hair?
I
just
liked
did
her hair.
I didn't like her I just didn't like it. And I think she's beautiful, and I love her sense of style and fashion. I think she does really well. I think she styles herself well for her her skin tone and her body type. I always love everything that she wears, but that I did not like her.
I didn't like any of their outfits, I'll be
Oh, you
honest with you.
did?
No.
I love Jennifer
Erika's
Tilly.
was
She's
okay
beautiful.
and Kyle's. Other than that, I'm like,
I
I
okay.
thought
like
Erica's
Jennifer
was
Tilly's
great.
dress.
I did like Erika's.
I liked Jennifer Tilly's dress. I thought Erika looked amazing. I thought Kyle and Dorit looked amazing. Kathy looked like Kathy.
Right?
Yeah,
Just all
yeah.
I have to say.
Kathy
You know
definitely
what
looked like
Kathy looked
Kathy.
like? Kathy looked like how I would look on the
She did. And it's so windy. They're all holding
little
their
house
hats. Their
grumpy.
hats are blowing everywhere.
Yeah, like, just put your hair up in a bun, it's windy. It's not your hat's gonna fly right off.
But how
I
about
know.
this? What was Erika thinking with that lip liner? Did you notice her lip liner on the boat? It was not a good thing. I was like,
That's
"Girl,
a big thing now, though. Well,
you
this
got
was last year,
glam.
but
You
that's
got
a big,
glam and everything, like,
I know, but that
blend it a
knees
little
dark,
something."
that's in right now, that's what I'm saying, the dark liner and the
Lighter
lighter
lip.
lip,
I don't know.
that's in.
I didn't like it on her. I just didn't think it was I'm very
Listen,
critical tonight.
I think if of all of the beauty trends in the '90s, that was not on my bingo card to come back in
No, no,
2025.
no.
I rocked it. I'm not gonna rock it now, though.
Right.
That could stay in the '90s,
Yeah,
but
that could
that's
stay
in.
there. Okay,
I
so it's
thought
in. Alright.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny how Kathy kept asking Jennifer Tilly for stuff. "Can you get me this? Can you get me that?"
Jennifer
Like,
Tilly's like
it's like,
somebody said, "Do you think she thinks you work here?" She's like, "I don't even know if she knows who I
"Who
am."
I am."
And Kyle's like, "She really doesn't give a fuck who you are. She's still gonna ask you to hand her things."
Who's ever
That
closest
was
to her.
very good. That was
But
very funny.
that is what she does.
Yeah.
And again, this is why I like her. She makes me laugh.
I'll be honest, I'm warming up to her this season. I don't know why. I don't know what she's doing differently, but I am warming up. And maybe it's just because I'm disliking Sutton.
Could
I
be.
don't know.
Could be.
So Kyle's lying up in the front of the boat, and Dorit's like, "Oh, I'm going to go up there and lay out in the sun with Kyle."
I know. I'm surprised Sutton didn't throw her off the side of the boat and go run up and lay next to Kyle.
Yeah, right.
So Dorit couldn't.
So then Dorit asks her, how are things going with Kim? And she's like, "Oh, good. I don't see her that much." I don't really think she talks about what's going on with Kim, and I don't think that any of that was true. And I do think it's a
Yeah.
little odd that she brought it up, to
You
be quite honest with you.
saw the last thing, right? That the cops had to go to her house again, Kim. I mean, this was just recently.
Oh, no, I didn't see it just
Yeah,
recently.
Poor
something just
poor
happened.
baby.
And it had something to do with Kyle too. So
Well, because
it's
it's
not
Kyle's
that
house that she lives in.
yeah, it's not a good situation.
No, it's not. It's not. And of course she's gonna say everything's good. And
Yeah.
I saw someplace that I don't think either her or Kathy are talking to Kim right now because they
It's
had to.
terrible.
They had
Right.
to.
Well,
Right.
yeah.
And it breaks my
Bad.
heart, to be quite honest with you. It breaks my heart. So then in the back of the boat where the other ladies are, Sutton is saying that she was talking to Garcelle and she really meant her apology to Dorit. And she's saying this to everybody else. So it's Erika, Kathy, Jennifer, Garcelle, and Bose. And Erika said, what I've noticed is that sometimes you're very critical to the women that are going through it. I've watched you do it to me, Kyle, and Dorit. And then they flash back all the times that she's been doing it.
Yeah.
And she said, she named those 3 people. She named them.
She did, right?
She named them. She
Yeah.
was very specific.
Yeah.
So how it wound up at the end that Sutton thought she was saying that she was like this to all women is baloney
Yeah,
because
that
she
that was
named
just a
them.
that was a redirection. That's what that was.
Yep.
And I like how Erika said you pose as a friend and act as an enemy.
Work is
Mhm.
an
And
enemy. Yep.
I think on the I don't know if it was on the regular show in a confessional or on the after show, Boz was saying like, oh, I think it was on the after show. She was saying like, if somebody comes at me in regards to something to my character, yes, I'm going to get heated and I'm going to get upset, but I'm going to come back with a retraction and be like, well, to your point A, to your point B, to your point C. And she said that she felt it was very telling that Sutton did none of those, just simply reacted, stormed off, and was not You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
didn't necessarily defend herself but I always have to remember too that Boz always looks at everything as a business point of view.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She always looks at it from because I think with corporate people, that's what makes corporate people successful in business is they take the emotional equation out of
Yep.
things and just look at it more in a black and white stance and approach it from that manner. And I think that's how she approaches things, even in her personal life.
Oh, I agree with that
I
100%.
totally agree with that 100%.
Yeah. Sutton says, I'm sorry for asking questions at the wrong time. She said, I'm not going to be here to be put in front of a judge and jury. Erika said, you are kicking a dog when she's at her lowest, which was true.
Mhm.
Sutton says, I apologized. You said I mistreat women. Erika said, women in this group. Kyle and Dorit are there now, and Dorit is shaking her head yes. And Kyle said, she means women in this group, because Kyle wasn't there when she first said it. But she said the 3 women in the group.
She said, obviously, she meant women
Right.
in this group. It's obvious. And
Obvious,
Sutton was
right.
like,
And
well, I didn't
Erika
think it was
said,
obvious.
what did you think I said? Women all over the universe? And she said, that's what I thought you meant. No, that is not what you thought. No. Unless you just shut down, which could be. In her mind, she could just shut down when someone starts going for her
Right.
and just doesn't really pay attention. She hears the one word, mistreat women, and then that's it. She doesn't hear anything else.
After
Which
that, right.
I could see that, in her mind, that's what she said because because like you said, like Bo said, she would come back with, I didn't, this and that. I don't even think she could come back because I don't even think she really heard it.
Right. Yeah, maybe that's it. I love how Jennifer Tilly says, last week on the Crazy Yacht from Hell.
Yep.
She's great. She's great.
That was so good.
So then Sutton says, what do you effing want from me? Seriously, what do you effing want from me? Sutton says to Erika, your instance is different than theirs. Because that's when Erika mentioned, and Sutton doesn't want to move forward with Dorit. So then they're not going to move forward. This
No.
is not going to be a Sutton on trial at sea. And that's when Jennifer says that. Bose is saying, this is surprising to me. This is not the Sutton I recognize. I thought that was odd. She said that in her
because
confessional.
yeah.
This is the only Sutton you've ever seen. Like, you don't know
Right.
any other Sutton.
Right.
I thought that was
I
odd.
thought that was odd too.
And that's when Sutton gets up and walks away. And then the only one that gets up to go check on her is Kathy, because Garcelle wasn't going to have her back because Garcelle's still pissed at her.
I don't blame her. I really don't blame Garcelle for not getting up in this moment. I really don't.
Yeah, no,
I
I don't
was
blame
actually
her.
surprised that Kathy did. And I thought to myself, oh, Sutton is going to love this. But she says, I just need a moment I
Yeah,
just
she
have
just
2 minutes by myself?
Yeah, she just.
And now, what do you think of her talking when she's looking out the cabin door or whatever, and when she's all alone at the very end of the episode? Do you think she knew full well that the production was getting her saying all that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your mic.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
could be across the yacht from you.
Right.
Your mic.
Right.
They get your hot takes. They got it. Unless you took that thing off, they got it. And what'd she say? I hate these fucking bitches.
Yeah, like something nasty, real nasty like that. Now, on the after show, I thought it was not very nice at all that Sutton was bitching about this whole conversation that she had on the boat with Erika and saying about how Erika has a lot of like balls talking about women not being good to other women. And she said, well, what about the wives of all the burn victims with the
Yeah.
Tom Girardi thing? I
She
thought
said that?
yeah, she did.
Yes.
And I was like,
Yes, she
oh,
did.
girl, like that's two separate, like, where are you going?
That's what
Where
I
you going
mean.
with that?
Because listen, this is clearly now going to get back to Erika.
Yeah.
Erika's going to know that you said that, and this is going to be a whole thing. And if it should
It's going
be
to
a
come out on the
thing, 'cause that's
reunion. It's going to
Be a
come out.
thing, yeah. Because
That's
I
effed
was
up.
like, no, like, you just apologized for going below the belt, and now you're going again. What are you
And
doing?
that's Erika's point.
There you
That's
go.
her point. You say it, but then you say this other stuff, and it's like, whoa.
Right. So in the end, that's why I say, well, was Dorit kinda right not accepting her
Right.
apology?
Right.
Listen, I think that yes, because I don't think that Sutton is sincere, and I agree with Kelly that maybe this is not the place for her. But again, like, we can't move forward if we just keep talking about the same stupid
Same
thing.
shit over and over again.
I'm very curious to see what Garcelle and Bozma fight about at this reunion because I think it's bad.
Oh, you
I
think so?
think it's bad.
That's who fights, Bose and Garcelle?
Mhm. Yeah.
Well, it's just funny because 'cause they're both being accused of being Sutton and Dorit's
Mouthpieces.
mouthpiece.
Mouthpieces, yeah.
Mhm.
So maybe that's what it's over.
Who knows? We shall see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, I don't know how many more episodes, probably well,
I
they
don't
didn't
think we're
say the
getting.
next one's they didn't say the next one's the season finale, so probably
No,
at
they
least 2
didn't.
more. So we're
Yeah.
at 16, so probably
And
at least 2 more.
was it just me? Because I watched it on Peacock. I didn't see any clips for next episode.
I didn't either, and I watched it on, Comcast DV at my DVR. I didn't either.
I was like, "Huh."
I watched it in the DVR and I have no idea because I don't remember.
Yeah,
And
I
it
didn't
was on,
I
Day
didn't
After
see anything.
Watch What Happens Live.
Oh, I didn't
I
I
watch
didn't
did
watch
not
it.
I did not watch What Happens Live. I
I
don't
didn't watch
know.
that.
I didn't watch,
But
Vanita either.
don't they usually show
They do usually show.
Yeah. Yeah.
But was there something on? Oh, you know what was on? It went right to Denise Richards. It
Denise
went right to
Richards.
Denise Richards.
Right,
So
on
which I
Peacock,
it
it
did
haven't
go
go
it
watched
went
that
right to
yet.
something else. I forget what it was, but there was no little and next
yeah,
week
Right. Right.
we'll have to wait and see.
wait and see.
All right. I don't have anything else for Beverly Hills. Do you guys have anything else?
Nope, nada.
Okay. Until next time, thank you for watching and listening. Please give us 5-star reviews. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.